If you ever wonder how to start making money flying drones, me personally, I would say Telecom is one of the ways to go. What's going on? It's Jay with Shooter's Touch Films, and I've been in the telecom industry for about 7 years. I've inspected monopoles, guide towers, rooftops, self-support, and also charter sites. In this video, I'm going to break down a tower inspection in under 10 minutes. Let's go. So, one of the main aspects or components of inspecting a cellular tower is to create a digital twin. A digital twin can identify any problem, the condition of the tower and the antennas, so that the cellular company can know what to inspect, to know what to inspect before they even make their way out to the site. Some of the main carriers that you will see on the tower are AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. Now, when inspecting, always have deliverables in mind, meaning we want to give off and produce high quality photos. No rushing. As previously mentioned, in this video, you're going to learn about the different tower types, meaning you're going to learn about monopoles, self-support towers, guide towers, rooftops, and possibly charter sites. Now, each site does require a different flight plan, especially guide wires, being that you do have wires coming off of the tower, and sometimes the depth of field, it looks very different from the ground than actually on the tower. So you just got to know how to maneuver and gauge, the distance from the wires. Today we're going to inspect a monopole. This is one of the easier towers to inspect, so we're going to go through. I'm going to shoot video throughout, give you guys the different angles, the different gimbal angles. You should be comfortable with flying, or learn how or know how to fly a monopole. Again, each tower requires a down look, a center in, maybe a center out, and an up look. A compound site overview, lower and upper. The upper, it all depends on if you have vegetation around, but it's usually 45 degrees. And if you have to deviate your shots, you just put that in the notes. And then the lower compound is anywhere between 25 and 35 degrees. So we're going to get into this flight. Let's do it. Okay, so first and foremost, going to get up in the air, check your surroundings. Again, it is some vegetation around. Let's come over. All right, so again, being that it's vegetation in the area and surrounding the compound, we're just gonna come up a bit, a hair. Okay, we have some opening. I can't necessarily get around, because again, we have vegetation like all the way around surrounding the compound and the equipment. So we're just going to drop down to 25 degrees, and then we're just going, again, if the shots have to be deviated, we just got to notate it. So the shots definitely going to be deviated because of the vegetation. So we're just going to back out of here, put it at 25 degrees, and this will be the safety climb. So again, you'll just be taking photos throughout climbing the tower, just taking photos all the way till you get to the top of the tower. Okay, so we're on the way to the top. Again, taking photos the entire time. All right, so now we're going to go all the way up to the top, and then we're going to go about 10% above the tower. Okay, 10% above the tower, because they could, add on to this tower if need be. All right, after you're done taking your photos, then we're gonna pop in, and then we're gonna gimbal all the way down to 0, straight down. This is called the nadir shot. So right here, I'm just gonna take the photo, pop out. Usually we will get the guide anchor, but there's no guide anchor on here, but usually we would, and throw that in the overall folder. All right, and then from here we're going to gimbal down to 50, 51. I like to get it right on 50, And then we're just gonna do orbits around the tower. So I'm doing video, but you'll be taking photos this whole time around the tower. And right here, I'm just gonna speed it up for video purposes. All right, so we're gonna drop down. We're gonna get all the way back to north. We're gonna drop down because we already captured those antennas. We're gonna drop down until we get about here. Let's do another orbit. All right. Again, you'll be taking photos during the whole orbit, this entire orbit. Okay. All right. Now we're back north again. So we're going to drop down another 10 to 15 feet. Another orbit around. All right, we're going to get all the way north again. All right, then we're going to drop another 10 or 15 feet. Let's see where we are in regards to vegetation. So we're going to drop down till about right there. You have to gauge how far you are from vegetation. Maybe we can get an orbit in, maybe we can't, a full orbit. If we can't, which I don't think we can, because the vegetation sits pretty high. So we're just gonna do an eclipse or moon orbit. So again, taking photos the whole time, I just went halfway. So now I'm gonna come back. There's no vegetation on this side, so just gonna come back again, taking photos the entire time. All right, I'm gonna drop down about 10 feet. We have some vegetation nearby, so we're just gonna moon it again. So again, taking photos the entire time. All right, the entire time. Okay, we have some vegetation nearby, so we're just gonna stop right here. As you can see, the yellow is indicating that we have something in the vicinity. So we're just gonna drop back down like 10 to 15 more feet. Okay, you can go over to the left a little bit, and then we're gonna come back right. We can kind of scoot in too. It is vegetation behind us. That's why you just gotta gauge where you are flying. All right. Okay, then we're gonna drop down. Okay, and then from here, I don't think I could drop down anymore as far as doing a moon orbit. So I'm gonna make my way around. Make my way around to about right here. Okay, and then we can drop down about 10 to 15 more feet. Okay, and then again, just gauge your area. So I can come around here now. All right, so we're just gonna come around. I can't make a full orbit, so we're just gonna circle back around. And just making sure we get in the bottom, the lower orbit of the tower. Okay, so then from here I will pop up, back out, and all depending on your carrier. We're just gonna say we're gonna do AT&T today. So we're gonna jump up, we're gonna gimbal the angle, we're gonna put the gimbal to about 35 degrees. To me, that's where you can get the best data of or for the down look. So we're just gonna come up above. All right, and then we're gonna hit it with an orbit. Again, you're taking photos this entire time. All right, so again, taking photos. This is AT&T. Just taking photos this whole time. Just gonna do an orbit. So this right here is called the down look. The down look, gimbal about 35 degrees, and you're good. Just do a complete orbit. All right, the wind is definitely taking it. Okay, so we're about where we started. We're just gonna do like a 5 to 10% overlap. All right, so for AT&T, you just have to do a center in. So we're gonna drop down to like the middle of the antennas, go to about 0 degrees. And again, you can notice AT&T because it has the squid right there, okay? All right, so we're going just do an orbit around it. They just want to center in orbit. Again, photos the entire time. Okay, guys? Okay. Okay. Photos the entire time. All right, and then like a 5 or 10% overlap. Now for AT&T, all you have to do is the up look. So we're gonna go below the antennas, gimbal, put the gimbal at a 20-degree angle, and then photos around, again, another orbit. All right. Okay. Man, it's a beautiful day. Alrighty. Okay, and then we would just pop out. We would take a sky shot just to separate the photos. And then because it's the compound is surrounded by vegetation, I would just rise up above the tree line again, and then just shoot down. And being that it is surrounded by vegetation, I'm sure QC, they will see that. And you could put it in the notes, but just fly in orbit around it, just showing the entire compound. All right. So again, by taking photos of the tower and taking photos of the compound, this is all going to create a digital twin. All right. So being that it is surrounded by vegetation, I don't think I'm not comfortable with flying a lower compound orbit. So I would just dictate that in the notes. So with the flight, we're done. From taking photos of the tower to taking photos of the equipment, some companies are paying $200 per inspection or $200 an hour. Now that you see what goes on into telecom inspections, are you ready for the blueprint? Make sure you click that link below to see how you can start earning 6 figures while flying a drone and telecom.